Chapter 9, Lynn. After AP Physics, I cornered Xander, hoping to discreetly ask him why Mrs. Green insisted on splitting us up for our project. Hey, want to ride home with me for lunch? I asked Mom if we could all come to the house for lunch. She said she'd make lasagna, both kinds. Lasagna is our favorite food. My favorite is traditional lasagna, and Xander's is chicken Alfredo lasagna. I assume by all you mean the Neanderthals you call friends are coming too? Xander looks like he's already irritated with my answer. Well, yes, but chicken Alfredo lasagna. I wiggle my eyebrows. Fine, but I get shotgun. I don't care how tall your Neanderthal friends are. Deal. I link my arm with his to keep him from changing his mind and running away. Aren't you worried someone will see you with your nerdy brother? You might be a theater nerd, but you're my little brother, and I love you, I say as we head out of the classroom. I'm 6 minutes younger than you. And 6 inches shorter. Whatever, weirdo. Love you too, dork. Xander's question isn't entirely unwarranted. Usually I'm only around him at school when we sit next to each other in our advanced classes. However, it's not because I don't want to be seen with him, more because I try to avoid tension and awkward situation, and he does not get along with Jet and some of my other friends. Oliver and Daniel are waiting in the hall for us. I waved them on earlier when they looked like they were waiting for me at the end of class. I hear we're going to Casa de Kingston for lunch. Daniel falls into step on Xander's other side. Daniel Caballero is our next-door neighbor and my best friend. He has dark brown skin with blue eyes and brown hair that's spiked up. He's the only one of the Knights who's shorter than me at 6 feet. And that we'll have the honor of both Kingston twins today, Oliver says from my other side. Oliver Ryder is 6'5" and built bigger than the rest of the Knights. He has green eyes and light brown hair that he keeps short. He looks pretty intimidating, but is a gentle giant and probably the sweetest of the Knights. He and his brother Grayson live in the house across the street from ours. They, along with Daniel, practically grew up at our house. Yeah, and I get a whole escort of Knights. Yippee! Xander's voice is dripping with sarcasm as he does unenthusiastic jazz hands. You're a king, Daniel playfully elbows Xander. Aren't they supposed to be escorted by Knights? I'd rather be a curt murmur, and you already have a king. Xander nudges me to punctuate the word king. Murmur? Really, dude? Oliver holds the door to the parking lot open. Y'all are the ones the whole school calls Knights, but I'm weird for knowing what a medieval actor would have been called, Xander asks. You can be a murmur all you like, but I am not a king, I say emphatically. But it's right in y'all's name. King Stun, Daniel argues as we get to my SUV where Grayson, Jet, and Tristan are already waiting for us. Sup, Shrimp? Jet sweeps his black hair out of his piercing blue eyes while looking down on Xander's much shorter frame. Jet Vaughn is tan and my height. He's muscular but lean from all the running we do for basketball. He played on the same little dribbler team with us. He quickly became friends with the rest of us, but has always fought with Xander. Shut it, Jet. You know he doesn't like that nickname. And Xander already called shotgun. I wait until Xander is next to the passenger door to hit the unlock button. Yeah, shut it, Jet. Grayson shoves Jet into the vehicle. Grayson Ryder has all-American good looks. His twinkling blue eyes flash under his ash blonde hair. He rolls his eyes before hauling his 6'3" frame into the SUV. Despite Oliver being almost a year younger, they're both in our grade because of how their birthdays fall. Can y'all behave and get in the car? Tristan asks as they continue to jostle each other. Tristan Knight is a commanding 6'4" with dark skin, brown eyes, and a dark brown, almost not their hair. It's cut so close to his scalp. When we were little, Xander was on the team with us and therefore a Knight, but as we got older, he quit playing. In 6th grade, when Tristan moved here, he sort of took Xander's place in our friend group and became one of the Knights. We joked that he was meant to be a part of our group because of his last name. Xander had already started doing more things on his own by then and pretty much stopped hanging out with us as a group. It made more sense for Tristan to round out the Knights, and Xander has always seemed pleased not to be grouped together with us. He used to be a Knight, but as he likes to say, that was another lifetime. So, what's up with Mrs. Green? I put the key in the ignition. For one, she isn't pleased with how frequently you're late to class. She hinted that she thinks you only partner with me so that I'll do all the work without ratting you out. She thinks you're a dumb jock who coasts through life on your athleticism, which you wouldn't be completely wrong if she was talking about anything other than schoolwork. Xander smirks as he's joking. I'm not that late to class. And what about all of my papers? Those are individual assignments. Does she think you're the one who writes them and then puts my name on it? And I don't coast through anything. I pull out of the parking lot. Even if it's only a few minutes late, you're still constantly late to class. And if she looks at your schedule, she'd know you have a free first period. Today, you were at school before I got here. I don't even know how you were late to class. I know you do all of your work, but I guess she wants to be sure. Xander squeezes my knee. Look, I'd partner with you if I could. You know I hate having to talk to people I don't know very well, and none of my friends are in AP English. You don't coast through any of the important stuff. I know you work hard for your grades and your spot on the team. I was in the gym this morning. I was already running behind when Whitney spotted me, and I had to deal with her nonsense about homecoming, I explained. Sorry if I seemed upset with you. I know it isn't your fault. Price will barely talk to me, though, so I'm not sure how we're going to get through this project. I feel like I'll end up doing all of the work. And what is it you think I coast through? Why were you in the gym that early? Grayson asked from the back. Who's Price? Oliver chimed in. What's for lunch? Tristan asked. You only work out that early if you're anxious, Daniel points out. What's up, Lynn? Did Mark do something? Do we need to have a talk with him? He says the word talk like he means something more aggressive. I pull the car to the side of the house in front of the garage. Mark didn't do anything wrong. He told me last night that he loves me. I'm grateful this didn't come up in the car until the car was in park because I'm already starting to feel the anxiety creep in. The boys sit in a stunned silence, which doesn't help my nerves. I handled it poorly and broke up with him. That's why I was at the gym so early. Also, Price is my partner for our AP English project we started today, and we're having lasagna. I'm hoping we can focus on the English project or lasagna instead of the whole thing with Mark. Mark said he loved you, Grayson asked. And you responded by breaking up with him, Oliver asked. That's cold, Elle, Tristan adds. But you were only together for 2 weeks, Jet says. Your partner's name isn't Price, Xander says. Wait, what? I thought that's what Mrs. Green called him, I asked Xander, ignoring all of the guys' questions. She said Mr. Prince, like she called you Miss Kingston. Prince is his last name. His first name is Andrew. How do you not know that? He's in all AP and pre-AP classes. We've had basically all the same classes since 6th grade. Xander takes off his seatbelt. We've never talked before today. You know the only people in our AP classes who ever talked to me are in this car. How am I supposed to know their names? How do you know his name? I ask. You could pay attention to those who don't know how to handle a ball, and you might be surprised at how many other students go to our school. Being a knight doesn't have to mean ignoring everyone else at school. They don't talk to me either, I point out. They don't talk to you because you're popular, Xander explains. Not to mention that while you may be nice most of the time, you can be vicious when putting someone in their place. I know you only do it to stand up for yourself and others, but it doesn't always look that way from the outside. Are you going to ignore all of our questions about your love life? Tristan asks. Yes, I am. If my dating life, I refuse to call it my love life, was any of your business, I'd be sure to give you all of the details. And I'm not vicious. Dude, as much as I don't want to agree with Shrimp, he's right. Just look at the whole Whitney thing, Jet says. Stop calling him Shrimp. I'm more annoyed by the topic, but Jet gets most of my annoyance since he knows I hate it when he picks on Xander. And what Whitney thing? You mean how she's been annoying about me dating Mark? Because none of that conflict is my fault. 2 weeks ago, when Mark called you his girlfriend in front of Whitney, she got angry and called you a slut, Daniel reminds me. You told her only ignorant people use slurs to tear people down, and maybe, if she wasn't so hateful, someone might consider being in a relationship with her. She stormed out, and now Brooke is the only one still talking to her. Why do you think she didn't get nominated for Homecoming Queen? Whitney was being hateful, I say in defense. I didn't want to deal with it. Why isn't anyone talking to her? I cannot be the reason she didn't get nominated for Homecoming Queen. Oliver's the one to explain. Because most of the guys at the school think they're in love with you and don't want to talk to someone who's being mean to you. Everyone knows these morons, Oliver gestures to the rest of the guys in the car, won't hook up with anyone who talks bad about you. So the girls who want a chance with them don't want to be seen taking Whitney's side. Why do you think she's continued to be nasty to you since you and Mark started dating? You took her spot and now she's a leper. Hey, we're not morons, Daniel, Grayson, Jet, and Tristan say indignantly. Y'all are definitely morons. I didn't take her spot, and I never told anyone to stop talking to her. Why can't she move on and bug someone else? I lean my head back against the headrest. You knocked the queen bee out of her spot without even trying or realizing it. And now she's been ostracized, Tristan says. I think it's clear why the less popular kids are afraid to talk to you. Now that you've dumped Mark, I'm sure she'll move on in time. Although not until after the sting from homecoming fades. Now, can we go eat? I'm starving. I turn off the car and unlock the door so the guys can head into the house. I stare at the steering wheel for a minute. Did I do that to Whitney? I thought she was only being hateful because of the whole Mark thing when she accused me of taking her crown. I jump when there's a knock on the window. Sandra's standing there looking at me. I open the door and get out. Hey, anyone who knows you knows you're a good person, he says. You defend yourself and others. You don't let the unpopular kids get bullied either. You're intense about everything. Basketball, grades, protecting your friends. That intensity makes you intimidating. Don't worry about it too much. Your knight title is a bit of a double-edged sword. It gives you more influence and people listen to you. On the other hand, it can make some people afraid to approach you. I note that he doesn't say knight sarcastically like he usually does. Is that why you traded your knight title away? I bump his shoulder. I think we both know that title never fit me anyway. Tristan fits more of what it means now. I prefer my obscure theater nerd status. Obscure until you get your big break, I smile. Of course, Xander smiles back. Do other people think I'm some stuck-up popular chick? It's possible, but since when do you care about what other people think? Xander shrugs. If you're worried about how people perceive your rule over your kingdom, you could rule differently. What do you mean? I don't rule over anything. I think you unintentionally exiling Whitney would suggest you do. If you want to change things, you could try to talk to the people in our classes. Maybe this project will be good for you. Now let's get inside before the Neanderthals eat all my lasagna. I follow him into the house with a plan to try to be more sociable for the rest of the day. In the kitchen, the guys are helping my mother with getting everything on the table. Xander and I wash our hands, then join everyone else at the table. My twin blesses the food, and we all get started on lunch. How has y'all's day been so far? Mom looks at me, since me asking to come home for lunch is abnormal. Well, we plebs are just lucky enough to be in the presence of royalty, Xander shoots me a wink. I roll my eyes, but silently thank him. If Mom is distracted with homecoming, she'll be less likely to interrogate me about Mark. Our parents are high school sweethearts, and she's always disappointed when my relationships end. What? Mom asked. Grayson and I are junior homecoming prince and princess. I quickly take a bite, hoping to head off further questions. Oh, congratulations, Mom squeals. That means we get to go dress shopping this week. Do we have to? I ask. Yes, you can't wear the same dress for the parade, the halftime show, and the dance. We already have your dress for the dance, so we just need to get 2 more. Although the parade is Wednesday, so we'll have to go shopping today or tomorrow, Mom insists. Okay, I have a fall league game tonight, but we could go tomorrow after school. I'm meeting with my partner for a project at 5, but we should be done by then if I go straight from the school to the mall. I act slightly annoyed, but really, I don't mind dress shopping with Mom. It's one of the only mother-daughter things we do, just the 2 of us. Tomorrow after school it is, and since you aren't putting up a fight, we can go get you some new shoes too. I was thinking maybe a new pair of Converse, Mom asked. Yes, Mom, you're the best. I wrap her up in a big hug.